So, Commander Layton, please talk to us about the upcoming deployment and what some of the major activities that you'll be doing on this cruise.
Okay, yeah, thanks very much for your question. So basically, we're leaving today. We're heading out basically on the other side of the planet for about 4 months. Most of the activities will involve working closely with our key international allies and partners. That includes the United Kingdom, the United States, Japan, and Australia. And some of the things we're going to be doing is a lot of integration training. We're going to be visiting a lot of different ports where COVID allows us to, of course, and we're going to work closely with our international partners and make sure we have the same type of training, the same type of readiness should anything happen in the world. Secondary part of our mission is we're doing a monitoring mission following the United Nations sanctions against North Korea. And that's really just a surveillance reporting mission where we monitor to make sure there's no type of contraband being transferred at sea.
Awesome. And with regards to the UK, will you be? Is that part of integrating with their carrier group, or is that? Will you be visiting with them, or is the UK connection something different?
No, it is part of their carrier battle group, carrier strike group, the Queen Elizabeth. We're working with them, not entirely closely. We'll be working with them at sea, but not really we're not going to visit the same ports as they will necessarily, but it will be a mission where we will integrate with them when we can as we're passing, and we join with them to just show our resolve and our commitment to our key allies and partners, especially the Five Eyes, which is the United Kingdom, United States, New Zealand, and Australia, and of course Canada.
Right on. Excellent. Is there a particular port that you're keen on, looking forward to for the ship?
Well, for me personally, because I've never been there in my life, it's Hawaii.
Excellent.
And that'll be on the way back. I'm actually quite excited about the first port we're going to, which is Dutch Harbor, Alaska. A couple of reasons. I follow the show Deadliest Catch, and we're hoping to maybe get to see a couple of the boats there. That's more of just a sort of quaint human interest part of the port.
Yep.
But one of the most, I've never actually been to Asia myself, and I think most of the crew hasn't. Some of them have. They're mostly excited about seeing Japan. Now, Japan, of course, has some very stringent COVID regulations right now, but because we're going to be coming alongside some of the U.S. naval ports there, we're probably going to be allowed, given that we're 100% vaccinated, allowed to get off the ship and at least go to some shopping in the U.S. facilities there.
Excellent.
And then I'm also quite interested, there's a potential that we might go to either Thailand or Malaysia, places I've never been to and the majority of the crew haven't. Malaysia is quite unusual. Again, we're following the COVID situation there closely. It's not looking very good, but hopefully that's still a couple months away. Things change almost on a daily basis, as you all know. Hopefully the cases will come down, and given that we're, again, 100% immunized, we'll be able to at least visit some portions of it.
Why is this an important mission then to be over in the Asia-Pacific?
Okay, so it demonstrates our resolve as a nation, and it's a great tool for the government of Canada to show that we are a key international partner in ensuring the rules-based order, which is the democratic principles that have made the majority of the world's citizens so free and prosperous over the past 70 to 75 years. And we are one of the key missions and mandates of the government of Canada is to make sure that we maintain that way of life, and that we promote Canadian values of dignity and respect for all human beings, which we certainly enjoy in this nation, and we want to make sure that as much as in our own small way, we can bring that type of peace and prosperity to all world citizens.
What does it mean to the sailors and their families to actually be here in departure over the last year and a half? These kind of departures haven't taken place. So.
That's a great question. In some ways, and I mentioned it to my own sailors yesterday, this is a very bittersweet day because most of them, the reason we join is to go overseas and to do a real mission and to contribute to something, something that's beyond our own selves. But at the same time, as you can see all the family members here, it's a real sad day, knowing that the next time they will see their sons, daughters, their spouses will be just before Christmas, so 4 months away from now, which can be quite difficult for most families, especially for those who are brand new and have never done this before. One of the key changes that has happened over the past 5 years, when I first did a deployment, this didn't exist, but now we've got Wi-Fi on the ship, so it actually works quite well You can live stream, you can FaceTime with your family, you can Skype with your family almost on a daily basis, which has really brought things a lot better. I can tell you 10 to 15 years ago that didn't exist. I would talk to my family maybe once every 2 weeks from a payphone, depending on where we report. But things have improved in that sense thanks to technology. But all that to say, this is a very bittersweet day for most people, but I think it means a lot to the families that we were able to get them actually on the jetty here to wish their family and loved ones a farewell, and actually be able to see them from physically distanced, but at least see them, not from a TV screen.
You're the CEO. You guys did a significant workup period for this. How do you find the ship in terms of being ready for whatever you might encounter?
That's a really good question. I would say, and I'm sure if you asked any captain of any ship in any fleet, they would say the same thing, but I would say we are definitely 100%, 110% ready to face any type of mission. I have the pleasure to serve with some of the most dedicated, hardworking, and high-performance Canadians that you could find. And I say that wholeheartedly with full enthusiasm and full authenticity. We've been very well trained. We're very dedicated. We're highly capable, and we're completely ready. And I have no doubt that we will accomplish anything that we're tasked to do, and even some that we're not tasked to do that may just happen by circumstance, because things can happen at the high seas. There could be a typhoon. We may have to rescue some people. Who knows? I have no doubt that my sailors and the crew of HMCS Winnipeg will be up to the challenge, and will face every challenge very well. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you, Commander Layton. Good luck on the cruise.
Okay, well, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it.
Thanks.
Canadian Fleet Pacific, Commodore Mazer to come address the audience.
All right, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Winnipeg. Good morning, most importantly, to the families of Winnipeg that are gathered here on the jetty. It's an honor to be here with you. It's a very important day, and it's just wonderful to be able to see families to be here if they're comfortable being here to see their loved ones off. And thank you for all the support you've given throughout the ramp up to this deployment, and that you're going to be asked to give during the deployment. It's an exciting day, and it's a day that marks a phase shift in the evolution of Winnipeg's deployment. For the last many months, the ship has been getting technically ready. They've been putting the crew together. They've been training. They're focused and ready to go. And today is where they're shifting to actual deployment on the mission, as I know all of you are very well aware. The mission's a very important one. I had mentioned in my change of command about the international rules-based order, or the rules-based international order, and where Winnipeg is going. She's heading off to a part of the world where there's stresses and strains, there's great power competition, and certain international laws, human rights, and the evolution of that part of the world is not necessarily going in a direction that is in Canada's national interest. And as a tool of our national power, the Navy's been asked to maintain a presence in that area, and Winnipeg is taking up that torch, which is very important. She'll be working with allies across the region to reassure them that we're there to build interoperability and to represent Canada and a response capability if ever needed. Winnipeg will be working with non-standard allies and nations. We are building deeper friendships and supporting them in the tumultuous region as it evolves. And they will be sending a signal to people that Canada cares, Canada needs to be there, and that it's an important region for our nation. So it's a very important mission. And I don't want to be talking on and on. It's just wonderful to be here with you. I will be meeting on an almost monthly basis with the MFRC as the ship progresses. And for the specific details, I'm going to be introducing in a second Commander Layton, who is the commanding officer of the ship. But I want to wish HMCS Winnipeg fair winds, following seas. Marpak is with you. We'll be following you along the way. The best thing about today is today starts the beginning of the countdown to coming home in about 4 months' time. So thank you very much for being here. Winnipeg, thank you very much for your dedication. And most of all, families, thank you very much for the support you've given and the support that you're going to give over the next 4 months. Thank you.
Thank you, Commodore Mazer. At this time, I would like to invite the commanding officer of HMCS Winnipeg, Commander Layton, to come address the audience.
Morning, everybody. Chers invités distingués, mesdames et messieurs, c'est mon plaisir aujourd'hui de vous accueillir pour cette cérémonie marquant le départ du navire canadien de Sa Majesté Winnipeg. Admiral Topsheet, Commodore Mazer, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and especially all friends and family of HMCS Winnipeg, those of you here today and those who may be watching live via Facebook. I am Commander Douglas Layton, and today, along with the entire crew of HMCS Winnipeg, we embark on a journey that will take us to the other side of the planet. This journey signals Canada's unwavering resolve and commitment to our key international allies and partners, as we join them in ensuring the rule of law and in defending the international rules-based order. The Government of Canada believes unequivocally in the freedom of navigation and in the freedom of the seas. Winnipeg's deployment will also be an opportunity to showcase the Canadian values of dignity and respect for all human life. All of us enjoy this in this country, and for the next 4 or so months, your family members will be playing a part in enabling this basic human right for all of the world's citizens. Our mission will be challenging, but I know that we'll be successful because of our teamwork, our dedication, and our fighting spirit. After all, our motto says it all: one with the strength of many, and of course, with the support of thousands, including all of you here today. J'aimerais remercier plusieurs organisations et personnes qui sont avec nous aujourd'hui, mais surtout nos familles. C'est grâce à votre support que nous sommes capables d'accomplir toutes les tâches assignées. I would like to sincerely thank many of you out there today, without whose efforts none of this could have been achieved. Fleet Maintenance Facility Cape Breton for working tirelessly to ensure our technical readiness. Sea Training Pacific for ensuring our sailors are fully prepared for anything that we will face. I truly mean that. All our Canadian Fleet Pacific teammates for lending a helping hand whenever we needed it, including over the past couple of days where the crew of HMCS Ottawa and Regina were willing to take our duty watches so that we had a last couple of days with our families. And to the countless others who have supported us along our journey, I sincerely thank you from the bottom of my heart. My final message is to the crew. I'm extremely proud of everything you've accomplished thus far to get us to this point. I could not ask for a more dedicated, talented, and professional group of Canadians to serve with, and I mean that honestly. To all of the amazing family members who support us, including my lovely wife Amanda, couldn't be here today, but she's watching, know that without you, we could have never achieved anything. In closing, sir, we're in all respects ready to proceed to sea and represent Canada abroad, and we're ready to go. Merci à tous pour votre support et amitié. Thank you.
Thank you, Commander Layton. This concludes HMCS Winnipeg's departure ceremony.
Attention on the upper decks, base report.
Sir, HMCS Winnipeg is approaching. Bugler, take a deep breath. Sound the alert. Bugler, sound the carry on.
Chelsea, I don't know if we have, I know we put the timings out for the sail pass. It's right away, is it? Or did they go out? Yeah. Yeah, just go look and get that photo of it. Up on.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Nice work.